YouTube, what's going on, guys? Have another look inside the tank. Guys, if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button. I'm do a lot of videos about discus, other softwater fish, especially epistogrammas. There's mine right there, German blue rams, altums. Love softwater fish, guys. Love softwater tanks. I love discus, and I love this hobby in general, guys. So hit that sub button. Okay, today I just wanted to touch on some of my thoughts as we kind of give you a little bit of an update and watch the the progress of the tank as it's blown up these last 3 months. Basically, I guess I started this tank in August with that guy, the Blue Diamond. He has really packed on a lot of size, but and anyways, went down to Houston, I believe that was last month, and got some of these newer additions that you see if you've been following my channel, and they are growing out to be absolute stunners as well. My little super red right there, as well as my pigeon blood in the back, they are kind of like the runts, the little guys that get picked on a lot. So it's taking them a little bit more time to pack on some weight. Wanted to talk about some of the main detractors of keeping discus, and and what I've seen in the hobby. What normally goes on is that in my experience, the biggest problem with keeping discus is going to be the cost overall. So if you look at any good discus breeder, go online, check out the Discus store with Discus Hans. They're out of Maryland. I've had Stanker discus before, absolutely loved them. Got one right there. Okay, the little that brown one with the blue spots. Yeah, got a Stanker right there. And I think that with discus, the way that they cost, so if you're gonna buy a small discus, basically you're looking at about $40. Okay, and of course the numbers that you're gonna want to try to keep them in are going to be 6 or more, and that's because discus feel more safe when they can school. Obviously, if you sit here and look at them, so there's a group of discus right here, and they all feel a lot better sticking together because they don't know what this black thing in my hand is. They're not used to seeing it. They're not being fed. They're just being kind of looked at. So they're curious, but also it makes them feel a lot more comfortable when they have numbers on their side. So they like to group up and school together. And this is also a way that they spread aggression out. They spread out aggression through keeping numbers. And so basically, one is not being picked on at all times. So you want to try to keep, general rule of thumb is going to be 6 or more. So if you're looking at this and you look at, okay, hey, if I want to get myself a mid-sized discus, that's going to be $50, or $50 times 6. Okay, so boom, right off the bat, you're talking about 300 bucks, and then with the overnight shipping, you're looking at another 100 bucks, which is going to run you $400 just for the fish. Okay, so and that's for medium-sized fish. So you're still going to have some work to do to try to finish growing them out. Getting them big and looking like little dinner plates floating around, because that's why we love these fish. Is not the way that they look when they're small, but the way that they look when they're large. Okay, now also when you're looking at tank size, the rule of thumb is going to be 1 fish per 10 gallons of water. So if you're looking at a minimum of 6, then you're looking at needing at least a 75-gallon tank. Now, why didn't I say 60-gallon? Well, because that's just not a very common thing, but you want to jump up to a larger size. So most people are going to say 75 gallons, because guess what? All these decorations, depending on how much you have, that all takes up and counts against their size. And so you really want to maintain one fish per 10 gallons of water. Now, I am going to be either late this year or early next year, going to be, moving into another home. I know, yes, I am moving again. For those of you who are followers of my channel, and in this new place, I do plan on getting, I do have the space for it, and I'm going to set it up to get myself a few monster tanks, so I'll be able to relocate some of these guys and move some into a main display, maybe a couple of them. Maybe I'll take my blue diamond and his breeding partner, my leopard skin, and move them into a planted display where they'll feel more comfortable and give these guys some more room. I don't know what I'm going to do, but the point is that if you're looking at a 75-gallon tank, you can go online and you can see how much 75-gallon tanks cost, just the glass or with the glass and stand. But I will tell you that a 75-gallon tank is going to easily run you where I live into at least a couple $100. Now, so we have 3 for the fish, 100 for the shipping, which would be 4, and then you have the tank, which is going to run you, at least a couple $100, so 5, 6. Now, depending on the stand that you have, your stand, your canopy, how nice do you want this thing to look? Your lights. Now, probably the only way that you can get away with cutting an area with keeping discus that you don't have to do with other fish is that discus can easily get away with just sponge filters. They work great for them because we're mainly concerned about biological filtration. We're not really concerned about mechanical or chemical filtration. We're just concerned about biological filtration. That's what we want inside of our discus tanks. That's what we're mainly concerned about. So guys, the cost can quickly add up to over $1,000. So I'm not advocating, and that's not even to get into their diet, because you want to try to vary their diet and feed them with beef heart and feed them with brine shrimp. There's a lot of frozen foods that discus love to have, okay? And these are refrigerated foods that are going to cost you, 10 to 15 bucks down at your LFS or, Petco, PetSmart, wherever you go, big box store. These guys don't grow out real well eating like a Tetra Flakes or, some kind of super cichlid pellets. They really, really need to have those frozen foods, and that's the way that they grow out the best. So, I think that for the beginner hobbyist, really trying to get yourself set up and investing really in the setup itself is probably going to be your best advantage for your fish. But also, it's a major detractor when it comes down to keeping discus, because a lot of people just really can't afford it. And so that's just the cost with the setup. And I know that there's a lot of other detractors to keeping discus. Guys, I would love to hear your comments down below. Finally got my powder blue to come out and take a look and see what's going on. She is fast becoming one of my absolute favorites in the tank. She is just gorgeous. So I'm going to go ahead and leave you guys with that. Please, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Guys, thanks for watching. I'm out.